Well, hello ladies, gentlemen and whoever or whatever you identify as. Welcome to the Doghouse. Welcome to another video. Right then, Mr. Matt Stevens. He was, or still currently is, just for a little bit longer, the executive producer with Chris Chibnall on Doctor Who. And of course he's losing his job, and he's decided before he goes it would be a good idea to have a little interview with Doctor Who magazine, which the Radio Times reporting, which is what I'm going to be reading for you. Just 2 articles, and what he thought of the show and how he thinks we think of the show. So let's delve in. Right then, Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who legacy assured, says Show's X. Matt Stevens has no doubt that the showrunner and the star will be remembered with love. Once they're gone, yeah, okay, with love. Doctor Who's star and showrunner are soon to depart. Thank the Lord. With both Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall set to hand in their TARDIS keys this autumn before Russell T Davies takes over the show, or even the show, in 2023. Thank God for that. And executive producer Matt Stevens, also leaving this year because they're not going to keep any of the shit team, are they? He's already looking back on the pair's legacy, noting that despite occasional complaints that the series was too... Occasional? I think you'll find it was every single episode. Pretty much. Yeah, I don't think there was many episodes where we didn't complain. A lot of us complained. Those of us who were left watching it, unfortunately. He believes fans will remember the era with fondness. A very, very, very small minority will. Opinion is fickle, so you need to take all that with a pinch of salt, he told Doctor Who magazine. What he just said, or what we were all saying, which actually bore out to be true because of the drop in ratings. Any case, every doctor gets it, every showrunner gets it. Well, yeah, I see his point. I suppose they do in some respect, but not with the level that this particular era has. I loved Stephen Moffat's reaction when Russell T Davies was announced as coming back recently, writing, "RTD must go on Instagram," and I thought that was so witty, because there's always someone waiting to have a pop, and that's good in a way. The great thing is we have freedom of speech and people are free to say what they want. Yes, we are, and then we get insulted, attacked and denigrated because we say it, because we're nothing but a bunch of misogynistic dinosaurs. And that was the kind things that were said about us, wasn't it, Matt? Every era of Doctor Who has had its massive champions, and every era and every Doctor has had people going, it's not like it used to be. Okay, can't argue with that. And then afterwards, a lot of kind of contemporary commentary disappears. With a short distance of time, there's huge affection looking back. No, not really. Not with this, there won't be. I think when the story is written, Jodie's Doctor will be thought of quite rightly with huge affection and love. Quite frankly. Frankly? Try frankly. Learn English, Dean. Yeah. Let's be honest. And Stevens thinks that this retrospective affection will also apply to the showrunner Chris Chibnall. No, it fucking won't. It won't. Who's been in charge of the BBC sci-fi drama since 2017 and destroyed every last bit of it, including its fan base, including its viewership. I love Chris. Well, of course you would. He gave you a job. It's been an utter honour and privilege to go on the journey with him. He said, I think his place in the canon and history of Doctor Who is assured, yes, as the dickhead that destroyed it. The man who retconned it, the man who ruined it, the man who took it from its great heights to literally lower than the lowest low can get. It was Chris who wanted to bring in a female actor as a Doctor. Yes, Dick. It was his prime criteria for doing the show, and the BBC let him, thinking that it would work. And that's why the BBC no longer has creative control over Doctor Who, because it failed. I think At that time, we didn't have Brie Larson as Captain Marvel and all of that. Yeah, because that's not the great way to go, because it's all kicked down. And don't ever go on about Brie Larson, because it doesn't work like that.
Oops! Looks like we're experiencing technical difficulty. But don't worry, folks. We're still on the air.
That decision back in 2015-16 was still unusual in terms of having that kind of action hero as a role model. Yeah, he was a role model for boys, but of course we weren't allowed to keep that, were we? It proved to be a brilliant choice, but it clearly didn't. You look at the viewership, you look at the way the fan base has been destroyed, you just look at everything about Doctor Who, merchandising sales and everything, all gone down the pan since this idiot took over. It wasn't a brilliant choice. Now, 5 years on and you go, why was it even remarkable? But it actually takes someone to actually do it, and Chris did it and screwed the show. Without Chris, none of what we've been able to do would have been possible. Without Chris, we would probably still have a decent show. But in any case, Stevens continues, whatever he's doing next, I know he's a busy boy, and I think he deserves a good rest. He deserves never to go anywhere near TV again. Because for the showrunner Doctor Who, my God, the responsibility is immense. It's immense. Not just for writing the scripts, which was shit. It's everything that comes with it, the weight of expectation. He's borne it brilliantly well and with class. No, not really. Now with just 2 episodes to go, still air, fans will have to wait and see what Whittaker and Chibnall have planned for their big sign-off. Based on Stevens' comments, it sounds like we're in for quite a ride. Well, that's the first one. I mean, he did a good job of doing this, and then it gets better. Doctor Who producer denies ratings struggles. 5 odd million is healthy for any drama on terrestrial TV. No, it's not, is it? Clearly, because it just isn't. It is no secret that Doctor Who Flux Series the 13th series of the show has averaged a consolidated rating of 4.84 million. And I'll show you a picture at the end of this that completely blows that out of the water. Remember I said that the consolidated rating of 4.84 million is 24 hours. It gives it time so people can catch up on iPlayer. It's not the live watch like it used to be. BBC. Saw a ratings dip compared to Doctor Who Series 12, and a ratings dip compared to Series 12, which was a ratings dip itself from Series 11. For comparison, that 10 series episode, which aired early 2020, had an average consolidated rating of 5.4 million viewers per episode, suggesting the viewership has declined. No, it's not suggesting, it had. It had dropped quite considerably. And again, remember, consolidated isn't actually live. Either the Daleks, meanwhile, the Doctor Who New Year's special attracted a live audience of just over 3.2 million, a decline of 400,000 from episode 6 showing. Again, wrong. That's the consolidated, not the live. And I'll be showing you a picture to prove that as well. And it says, here's a summary of the numbers as reported by doctorwho.co.uk. Episode 1, 5.69, 4.43 live. This is important because the chart will be up in a minute to prove this. This is all on the screen. Episode 2, 5.02, 3.95 live. Episode 3, 4.59, 3.76 live. Episode 4, 4.47 million, 3.44 live. Episode 5, 4.72 million, 3.81 live. Episode 6, 4.53 million, 3.58 live. And the special was 4.3 million, 3.21 live. However, executive producer and soon to go away and has already done his butt licking in the first one, Matt Stevens considered these viewing figures healthy for any drama on terrestrial TV. Really, is it, Matt? Is it really? The fact that you get dicked by literally everything is irrelevant. What's fascinating to me is the way Doctor Who's viewing figures are obsessed over, unlike many other TV shows. Yeah, because it's not obsessed over, it's because it's fact it's all like all viewing figures on all shows that are obsessed over by TV executives the world over dropping viewerships means the show's gone shit. The only reason you saying people are obsessing over it is because people like me and other YouTubers and people on social media have been drawing your attention to the fact that your experiment failed. And that's fine, because I think it's a testament to the fact that the people are always keen to read about Doctor Who, and that's probably a positive thing. Yeah, it positively proves that your show was a sack of shit. I think they're happy he had it. No, they're not. If you really did pay attention to things, you know that people aren't happy. Of course, you get the odd juggernaut like 2021's Vigil, but by and large, 5 million is healthy for any drama on terrestrial TV. And on streaming services, they can only dream of figures like that. So I think our ratings are really respectable. No, they're not. They get screwed over by literally everything. A consolidated rating combines live viewership with people who watched via recording or catch-up service in 7 days after the initial broadcast, meaning additional viewers may catch up at a later date. Or in other words, we'll fiddle the figures so it looks good when it actually isn't, and the table will be next, don't worry. For me, what's sometimes frustrating is too strong a word, but overnight figures are reported and compared to previous consolidated figures in order to make the most dramatic headlines. And before we go any further with your quote, you do exactly the same. You use the consolidated to make your show look better than it actually is. But it's a bit disingenuous. Yes, it is, because you do it the other way around. Especially when you look at the way television is consumed today. Doctor Who's available on iPlayer, so audience can still watch it whenever or wherever they choose. Yet all the series that were ever created before iPlayer was used to grab 10 to 12 million viewers without iPlayer. And with iPlayer, you're still not doing any good. He continued, when you're making a programme, you make the best show you can make and you follow your instincts. Your instincts would have been to stop. Your instincts would have been for people to actually stop and proofread the actual scripts that you were producing, because they were shit. They were badly written. But in any case, I should carry on. You make a show that you want to watch. That's exactly what you did. You made the show that you wanted to watch. Unfortunately, no one else wanted to watch your show because you made it for you and your agendas and making you feel better. But you want to reach the widest audience possible, and you always want to make sure you can engage with all demographics, especially the younger demographic who don't watch television in the way we watch it. They didn't watch it either. That's a challenge for all TV, and we're conscious of that. But I don't know if you bring into the writer's room or the conversations about the sort of stories you want to tell, because that's self-defeating. You destroyed it yourself. Your writing was absolutely terrible. Right up there is a chart that was in Doctor Who magazine, the same one they did the interview in, and all these figures are from the Barb, www.barb.co.uk. They're the ones who do all the viewing figures. Now this table here proves that what they were talking about is wrong, because episode 1 actually live 2.81 million, then the 7 day was 6.36. See how they do it? So now I'm going to run through these episodes just on the live, actually on the night. So I won't read them out, I'll just go down in the line. So we got 2.81, 3.07, 2.53, 2.63, 2.31, 2.45, 2.44, and the special 2 million people on the 1st of January. Remembering that if you look at the first top one, which is Revolution of the Daleks, which was the 1st of January last year, it had 0.81 million more. 810,000 people more watched that than they did this one that just gone. And that is the true mark of how successful the show genuinely is. You say we obsess over them, that's quite right. We do obsess over them because they're terrible, they're awful, they're diabolical, they're beyond anything else you could possibly imagine. So Mr. Matt Stevens, Radio Times, Doctor Who magazine, whatever, you can try and spin this disaster as much as you can. You can try and pretend in your own little echo chamber and bubble that you produce the greatest thing since sliced bread, when in reality the figures say it all. The viewership says it all. Doctor Who was destroyed by you in your 3 series. Series 11, 12 and 13 and the 3 specials to come will go down as known as the worst Doctor Who ever. The lowest watched ever. The most hated ever. As one where we will just pretend it's not there. And hopefully, fingers crossed, Russell T Davies can actually do something better. Although I'm still praying that it's true, that this could possibly be recovered. And with that, I'm going to bring this video to a close, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please feel free to like and share. If you didn't, thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. Thank you for the view. Thank you for the interaction. If you want to mark it down, please feel free to do so. Now, if you've enjoyed this and you've enjoyed other bits of my content on my channel, then you can also subscribe. And if you click the little bell, select it all, you'll get notification that another video has been done. And with that, and as always, and until the next one, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm going to love you and leave you.